Lord, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of impersonation, of pretending to be God over my life's circumstances and situations. Guilty of trying to steal your identity, guilty of living as if only I know what's best for me. And I'm guilty of being double-minded, telling you what I will do and what I won't do, yet I profess to surrender to you. I invite you to use me for your will, knowing in my heart, that's not really how I feel. And Lord, I'm guilty of not always living with you in my heart, but instead putting you in my pocket, allowing you in my house and putting you in one little room so I can close the door and lock it, letting you out only when I need you, hiding you until I'm ready to see you. And Lord, I'm guilty of trying to outrun your grace, wanting to move through life at my own pace. I'm guilty of stopping when you say go and going when you say stop, believing that all I have to do is just make it to the top. And I'm guilty of not being still and knowing that you are God, acting as though you're telling me to wait is strange or odd. And I'm guilty of longing for this world and all of its luring attractions instead of giving you my attention without distraction. And I'm guilty of carrying burdens that you commanded me to lay down, guilty of trying to hide my sins in hopes that they'd never be found. Lord, I'm guilty of making you small, yet proclaiming you to be my all in all, of not seeing you as bigger than the thing that I fear, guilty of making you small enough so I can fit you here and here, right in the back of my mind and in the bottom of my heart. Lord, I'm guilty. Take me apart and break me open so you can plant in my spirit all that you have spoken. Because, Lord, I'm guilty of running. But I'm tired of running, Lord. I'm tired of running and stumbling and running and stumbling because I've been running. And now I'm exhausted because I had faith in my own strength, but now I've lost it. I'm tired. I'm tired of pretending and defending, breaking instead of bending, instead of bowing my knee and allowing you to have all of me. Lord, I'm guilty, and I surrender all to thee, my precious Savior. I surrender all. Lord, I surrender all of the ugly tears and the deeply rooted fears, the fear that if I let go, I'll fall, the fear that you may not hear me when I call, the fear that you're not enough to be my all in all. And I surrender my offender and their offenses. I surrender my addictions and my pain over my afflictions. I surrender my confusion that has served as nothing more than an illusion to distract me as the enemy tries to attract me, as he tries to pull me in so he can imprison me in sin. And I surrender my fear. God had pretended to be a friend to me, so I kept it near. My God, I surrender my fear. And I surrender my expectations, my need to control every situation. I surrender my need to be perfect, my longing for man to believe that I'm worth it. I surrender my need to hide my weakness instead of walking in humility and meekness. And I surrender my hang-ups and my habits. I can't keep holding on to the struggle, Lord. You can have it. As I surrender my heart and all of its contents, I give you the bitterness, the hopelessness, the disappointments, and the brokenness. Lord, take my heart hostage because I've been running, but now I'm exhausted. Capture me as I surrender to thee. Hear me cry. I don't want to be free. I want to be grabbed by God, snared by the Spirit, and captured by Christ. Because because I want justice. Just us, God. Your will for my life, my love for your sacrifice. So with my hands raised high, I breathe and I sigh, and I surrender all.